The Time Traveler's Dilemma. In the quiet town of Arcadia, nestled deep within the hills, lived a brilliant scientist named Professor Amelia Hartfield. Her obsession was time, and her goal was to build a time machine capable of traveling through the ages. For years, she worked tirelessly in her underground laboratory, driven by an insatiable curiosity. In the quiet town of Arcadia, nestled deep within the hills, lived a brilliant scientist named Professor Amelia Hartfield. It described a world where time travel was not science fiction, but a reality where the past and future were within reach. Her obsession was time, and her goal was to build a time machine capable of traveling through the ages. After countless experiments and sleepless nights, Professor Hartfield finally completed her time machine. It was a remarkable contraption, with blinking lights, humming circuits, and a futuristic design that filled her heart with excitement. With trepidation and excitement, the professor activated her invention. In a flash of dazzling light, the room transformed. She had successfully transported herself back in time. As Professor Hartfield explored the past, she marveled at the historical events and met influential figures. She saw the construction of the Great Pyramids, the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and even shared tea with Albert Einstein. However, her constant trips through time began to take a toll on her, the weight of witnessing countless moments in history, some beautiful and others heartbreaking, started to haunt her. The professor grappled with an ethical dilemma. While her invention allowed her to bear witness to the past, she realized she couldn't change history or interfere with the natural flow of events. She was merely an observer. Over time, the burden of knowing the future and the constraints of her powerlessness grew heavier. She longed to share her knowledge with the world, to prevent tragedies, and to make the world a better place. One day, while visiting the early 20th century, Professor Hartfield witnessed the outbreak of a devastating world war. The suffering and destruction she saw tore at her heart. Unable to bear the pain any longer, the professor returned to her laboratory and made a life-altering decision. She would dismantle her time machine and never use it again. She couldn't continue to witness history without the ability to change it. as the time machine was dismantled. The professor's burden began to lift. She knew she couldn't change the past, but she could make a difference in the present. She dedicated her life to advancing science, medicine, and education, all while advocating for peace and equality. Professor Hartfield's contributions too. The world were immeasurable. She never forgot her time-traveling experiences, but she used them as motivation to create a better future in the present. The story of Professor Amelia Hartfield serves as a reminder that while we cannot change the past, we have the power to shape the future. She chose to use her knowledge to make the world a better place, leaving a legacy of compassion, knowledge, and hope for generations to come. And so, the time traveler's dilemma became a testament to the enduring human spirit and the choices we make to create a brighter tomorrow.